Yeah, title check-in, Elliott Wilson, man. This is a special Black Man with Stairs edition of title check-in. I got my guy Brent Faiyaz here, man. Brent, what's going on, man?
Man, same old shit, man. Working, hustling. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I hope I can apologize to you in advance. Obviously, you've been killing it the last couple of years. This is our first sit down. I am late to the Brent bandwagon, but I'm here, man. Because this Gravity record, man, I can't stop playing it, man. How dare you, man?
Appreciate
How did this happen? How did this happen?
It really just came together, man. Everything was pretty organic. You know, I got him with Dahi. We worked on the record, hit Tyler up, told him to put the feature on there. That shit went crazy.
Did you know it was one of those ones, man? Like, cause it's like, you know, as a musician, do you like, you know, because I've seen some of your interviews and like you make it clear that like, you know, you're about the art first, right? Like you're not chasing a hit or chasing accolades or chasing that validation. But is there a magic moment for a musician when you hit one of those where you're like, okay, this record feels like the world may connect to this in a big way?
I feel like I got a lot of them ones, you know what I mean? But I feel like it take all of them ones to make that one.
So what felt different here? Like I saw like Tyler, I saw a shot of you and Tyler. It seemed like this is a real collaboration of like you, Steve Lacy, Dahi, Tyler, like everybody on one page, right? Like how does it, like give me that feel of what that studio session is like?
It was cool. I did it in a couple sessions for real. First couple sessions I did, it was just me and Dahi. He told me I think he had separate sessions with Steve where he was playing the guitar and all that. But when it came to me, it was the guitars and everything was already on there. I cut my parts, finished it, and I was like, man, I didn't really know like where to take it after that. I'm like, man, somebody got to set this over the edge. So I hit Tyler up. I had been working with Tyler prior to even that record, so we got like a whole bunch of shit together. So this is just one of the ones we did it, and he worked fast. He went in and cut that shit in like 5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, what do you like about? I mean, I have a lot of respect for Tyler. I'm sure you do. Like, what do you make of his sort of evolution as an artist? Like, how have you connected to his craft?
He's a true artist, man. Like I love his creativity. He one of the motherfuckers. He go in the studio. He don't need nobody with him. He can make a song from start to finish, produce it, track his own shit. He write like everything. Yeah, so like being that I kind of work a lot of the same way in that type of way where I like full control over what I do. He's one of the only creatives I work with that can give me like input on how to go about it.
And from the creative standpoint, lyrically on the songs, it seems like you're talking about the ladies, man. Like when I go to your IG, man, I feel like you're being targeted, man. These ladies be trying to thirst trap you all day, man. How do you deal with this abuse that the ladies is bringing your way?
It's crazy, man. It's all love and appreciation. I try not to let it go to my head too much, man.
Yeah, but would you like touching on type of subjects like don't talk to me like I'm average, like those sort of like relationship situations? Are those based off real situations you went through?
Yeah, it's all true to life, man. In some aspects, I mean, in some aspects, there's always that creative freedom where you embellish on certain experiences to make the best music that you can. But for the most part, I keep everything pretty true to life.
Yeah. So tell me about the pgLang, man. We see pgLang. There's a lot of mystery behind it. I know Dave Free, Kendrick, like you're involved with them, the Calvin Klein ad campaign. Like, what can you tell us about this whole pgLang connection you guys have?
Yeah, so I said with K-Dot, Dave Free, man, they reached out with the opportunity. I was for damn sure wasn't gonna say no to, you feel me, modeling for Calvin. So I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. But Dave, that was his whole vision, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Dave. So that's Dave Free's real passion project going forward, right? Like that he's heavily involved in.
He wrote the whole thing out. Like told me he wanted me to do a little song for it. Told me like the whole concept. I'm like, bro, you hit that like right on the head, bro. That shit's perfect.
Oh, so he came with a lot for solo, I guess, right? It's a song, and you did a commercial for it. Like, so a lot of that was you guys collaborating on the vision of the whole situation.
Yeah. Dave is ill with it, man.
What's the message behind the video? Because it's like I think I've been to that diner in LA. Like, it's a good diner and shit. And then at the end, you say
legendary spot. I think it just closed down too. I got the opportunity to be there like right before they closed that shit.
Oh, they closed it. Damn.
That's what I heard. Yeah, but it's basically it just embodies, I guess, the creativity that comes with just doing things on your own terms. And oftentimes you can be thrown off kilter when people have different ideas and perceptions of how you should go about it. And that's kind of what the clapping represents. While I'm singing, I'm humming, I'm doing my own thing. They start clapping, they all off beat and shit. And fuck the whole shit up.
And then at the end you say y'all blew it. Like what is the message behind that? You say y'all blew it.
And man, they fucked the whole shit up. I was in my vibe, I was pure and I was feeling it, and then they kind of fucked the whole shit up with the clapping and shit. It's almost like you at the club, you dancing, and then people hype you up, and now you don't really want to dance no more.
Who hypes you up with these sort of like, you know, model aspirations? Like you've touched a couple of runways. I've seen you out here and then like big billboards and all situations. Like, why is that side of you important? And how are you able to like tap into that? And it seems like with you, it's very authentic. Like it connects to the music. It connects to who you are. It doesn't seem like you stepping out trying to do something different.
Yeah. Typically everything that I've been involved in, like in the style aspects, it's all just been personal relationships, like just genuine interest from creatives that are in that field. And being that, you know, I'm heavily involved with it, you know, I like clothes, I like style, I like fashion, like incorporating into the music just seemed natural.
And something else that seemed supernatural was like your project last year. So the title itself seemed to reflect how a lot of us felt, like "fuck the world," right? Like the EP you put out last year. Talk about that. Like looking back on that project now, do you feel like, you know, it got the response you wanted? Did you execute everything there to your potential that you felt, the perfection that you wanted for it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, naturally, I'm always gonna listen to something. I'm like, I should have did this or I should have did that. But I think creatively, that might be the first project where I think I said everything I wanted to say. You know, now whether it's interpreted in the way that it's supposed to be, that's a whole nother conversation. But I feel like definitely I executed the way that I wanted to. The only thing about it is people be trying to say it's an album. It's not an album. It's an EP.
Yeah, I saw you checking people. Yeah.
Yeah, when I go into, because the only reason they say it's an album is because with the streaming platforms, when you upload it a certain amount of tracks, they just label it an album. But that's why I made it under 30 minutes. It wasn't supposed to be a full thing.
Yeah, that seems to be a big debate with artists now, because even this year, like, you know, your record right now, Gravity's like my favorite, quote unquote R&B joint, right? Single. And we all love it. Jasmine Sullivan's project, right? Hotels, right? But she makes it clear that that's an EP also, right? Like, can you talk about this thing with art where it feels like there is this sort of like conflict now of like people not fully, you know, artists are very adamant that this is an EP and not an LP, but still it gets lumped into one thing. Like, what's your take on that? Like, why is that an EP? Is it just about the length of songs, or is it an overall direction that makes something an EP and something an album?
You know, I'm not sure if people want to listen to it, they listen to it, call it whatever you want, as long as you like it. I mean, but I think the main thing that separates it from a creative aspect is that there's a whole long, drawn out process that you take when you record an album. For me, anyway. Like, so if I'm gonna work on an album, I'm finna lead a country and be stuck in the studio probably for about 3-4 months solely working on this specific body of work. You know, I think an album takes a whole period of life to create versus an EP might just be something that you put out, you know, just so people won't be waiting too long.
Yeah, because you drew out the Dead Man Walking record around your birthday, and then now we have Gravity. So do we look at these as like records that will definitely be on your second album, or is this too early to call?
It's too early to call right now. Probably not though. Yeah, probably not. I wanna have a clean slate when it's time for the album to come out. When the album coming out, motherfuckers gonna know it's an album. I'm like, yo, this is the album. None of these songs before. Like that.
I saw you threw out a title before called "Make It Out Alive." Do you think you're sticking with that concept, or is it you think you'll go in a different way?
Yeah, that's been the title for a little minute. Yeah.
So what has that process been like for you? I know you don't probably want to give me a lot of details about this second album you're cooking up, but like, you know, what's that process been for you? Do you feel like a certain, you know, extra pressure or attention to it? Like a second album is always very pivotal to an artist's career, right? You know, we used to say sophomore jinx, and then a lot of people bodied that, so you don't even say that anymore, you know?
It's kind of funny because I kind of avoided the sophomore slump by putting out an EP everybody thought was an album.
Yeah. Smart man.
It was cool. Like, I can just kind of approach it like, man, I could just do what the fuck I want to do, you know what I mean?
Nah, that's definitely important. I saw something you said though. You might give us another one next month, another song at least next month for Women's Month, right? Is that still on pace?
It's a song that I wrote with Diana Gordon. I've been working on that record for a long time. You know, just something I wanted to put out to, I guess, you know, what I feel like is needed. Something for the women. You know what I mean?
A little bit
like something more than the same old shit.
Yeah, and I saw something you said that like that was a concept or album, a song that you have been working on for a long time. Can you talk about that as a musician, like that patience to like work on a song and it's not fully there, but like not to abandon or scratch it? Like how do you stay patient? How do you stick with a thing and take it to its full fruition?
I feel like with this particular record, especially something that's sentimental, you know what I mean, or something that's important or that's going to impact people in a way that I feel like it should. You can't rush no shit like that. You know what I mean? I think something that you actually, you know, take your time with, somewhere you know you have something special and you know you right away, like you don't want to fuck it up by just trying to finish it to finish it. So you gotta take your time with it, slow cook it.
I see you, you know, showing a little love to us in hip hop, man. You back doing a couple features. I saw you 2 Chainz with ASAP Ferg also. Like, you talk about like being on that Gold Link record. For people that don't know, you know, obviously Gold Link crew. You sang the hook record 3 times platinum, massive record. Like, you know, were you surprised by that song's rapid rise, and then how did it impact you when it took off like that?
Yeah, I had no idea it was gonna do that. You know what I mean? We all from the same area, so I thought it was just gonna be a record that was gonna be hot for the region. I had no idea it was about to, you know, be worldwide like that.
And I saw you made it clear that like you really, you know, probably had to dodge a lot of rappers' phone calls after that, man, because like, you know, the pressure to be like, well, you could be these hooks for these hip hop artists, right? Like that's something that you was clear that that's not the direction you wanted to go.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, I got a, you know, a unique voice, so I didn't want people to get tired of hearing it before I said everything I wanted to say.
Yeah, dope, man. Well, I'm excited for what the future holds, man. I saw something you said. Besides your work, I said something you said where you said you always keep around 4 albums in rotation that you listen to since you was like 7 years old. Like, what are you listening to right now that's inspiring you and keeping you motivated?
Right now, In My Mind by Pharrell. What else I've been listening to?
What do you like about what inspires you about Pharrell's In My Mind?
I like how it's so lifestyle driven. You know, I like that he kind of, you know, created his world and lived in it. Like with the Neptune, it's like it from the clothes to the production to the lyrical content, it looked like it sounded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could listen to an old Neptune's record and you could visualize, you know, like the shoes and the hats and the sneakers. You know what I mean? Like everything was kind of its own identity. Yeah. So I think I just been kind of like learning from that, like cutting from that cloth, how you're able to take music or something that appeals to one sense and then make that apply all across the board.
That reminds me, like you have like a lot of tats, obviously, and I saw there's one in your chest, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh, that's it. I don't think art is propaganda. It should be something that liberates the soul, provokes the imagination, encourages people to go further. And then when I looked it up, it was Keith Haring. Can you talk about who Keith Haring is and why you decided to put that as a tat across your chest?
Yeah, Keith Haring was this 80s graffiti artist. Like, and that's back when it was a lot of them guys was popping. It was like him, Basquiat, like the art scene in New York at that time was like thriving. And he died of AIDS. He promoted love through his art. That was his whole thing. Everything was just promoting love through his art. Yeah. So like, I don't know, that quote really stuck with me.
Dope. And the interesting thing about you too, before we get out of here, is that you're still independent, man. Lost Kids. It's like, so I'm sure the majors be trying to ring you up every once in a while. Like, why is being independent still the right course for you?
I mean, shit, I made it. I want to own it. You know what I mean? Real simple.
But do you ever get tempted or think like, again, like I was saying earlier, like we peg it right where it's like you aren't really worried about like is this new record gonna hit top 10 pop singles? Like you don't concern yourself as much about chasing the accolades or the hit stats per se, right? Like you just stick more to your art. Is that still the person you're away from?
I look at it like this, bro. Like I know the kind of person I am. I know the kind of creative I am. If I become the biggest artist in the world, it's gonna be because it was supposed to happen, not because I really gave a shit about it. So, you know, I make music because I love doing it. I release the content that I personally want to see or want to listen to, and people rock with it because they rock with it. You know, I was doing this when nobody listened to it, and I'm gonna keep doing it if nobody listens to it.
That's solid, man. So, before we get out of here, man, what do you think the future holds for Brent Faiyaz, man? Like at least for 2021, what should we look out for?
Man, a lot more music, a lot more visuals, more collaborations, just everything, man. I'm mashing the gas, goddamn.
Yeah. Why are you more open to the collaboration thing? Because it's kind of like the whole hype of the crew thing died down. Like, why do you seem more open to like collaborations and working with others?
Just when I was a new artist, people want to work because they want to work. But as time goes on, you know, I built personal relationships with, you know, a lot of artists. So I can just get in with the homie and work on some shit versus it seeming like it's a power play or something, you know?
Yeah. How important is that? I remember that reminds me. I remember sort of the cool thing of like Lil Baby in the car rocking to one of your joints. I think it was Clouded or whatever, right? Like how
Yeah.
important is that to get that respect from your peers and like see that they're connected to the movement?
That's important, man. Especially when it's an artist like Lil Baby artist. It's a mutual respect.
Yeah.
So I love it, especially when it's an artist whose music I really rock with.
Yeah. You don't like everybody, man. You gotta be selective. You gotta be selective, right? Well, Brent, man, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you accepting me being late to the bandwagon, man. I'm here. I like this new joint with Tyler a lot, man. I wish you continued success. I look forward to the project when it's finally time. Hope we can do this again in person one day, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Love, man. Be safe out here.
Yes, sir, brother. Thank you, Brent. Brent Faiyaz, baby. Title check in. The stairs.